twin brothers, and they hit People magazine's list of the men alive, and together they can dramatically boost your home's resale value. They are the Property Brothers, and they're the stars of no fewer than 4 hit reality shows.
Behind every smile on television lies a story that viewers never see. For Drew Scott of HGTV's Property Brothers, that story includes a terrifying health crisis that nearly ended everything he'd worked for. While millions watched him transform homes alongside his twin brother Jonathan, Drew was quietly fighting a battle that doctors couldn't even identify. What started as mysterious flu-like symptoms eventually escalated into something far more sinister: mercury poisoning and chronic fatigue syndrome that left him unable to perform even basic tasks. The man who had built an empire on energy and charisma suddenly found himself bedridden, wondering if his television career was over before he'd truly begun to scratch the surface of his potential. This is the complete, untold story of Drew Scott's remarkable journey from childhood entrepreneur to television superstar, and the shocking health scare that almost stripped away everything he'd sacrificed to achieve. The Scott brothers' extraordinary story begins in 1978 in the bustling city of Vancouver, Canada, where identical twins Drew and Jonathan entered the world already destined for greatness. Born to Jim and Joan Scott, the boys inherited something special. Their father's entertainment DNA mixed with an insatiable hunger for success that would drive them to heights nobody could have predicted. Jim Scott wasn't just any father. He was a seasoned Hollywood professional who had spent years as both an actor and stuntman, working on major film productions before making the difficult decision to step away from the spotlight to focus on raising his family. This sacrifice would prove invaluable as Jim became his son's first and most influential business mentor, teaching them lessons that no classroom could ever provide. The Scott household was unlike any other. Entertainment wasn't just a career option, it was a way of life. Jim didn't simply retire from the industry, he transformed his home into a training ground for future moguls. When Drew and Jonathan were just 7 years old, their father introduced them to a revolutionary concept that would shape their entire approach to life: the value of earning through dedicated effort and smart thinking. Jim's teaching method was both simple and brilliant. He would pay his sons for completing various household tasks, but not just any tasks. These were projects that required planning, execution, and quality control. The boys learned to think like business owners before they even understood what business meant. They discovered that money wasn't just handed out, it was earned through value creation, problem solving, and exceeding expectations. By age 8, the twins had absorbed these lessons so completely that they launched their first official business venture: a small manufacturing operation focused on creating nylon-wrapped hangers. But this wasn't just child's play. Drew and Jonathan approached their hanger business with the seriousness of seasoned entrepreneurs, going door to door throughout their Vancouver neighborhood, perfecting their sales pitches, handling customer objections, and managing inventory. The breakthrough moment came when one satisfied customer recognized the quality of their work and placed a substantial bulk order. That single transaction didn't just boost their profits, it fundamentally changed how the boys saw themselves and their potential. They realized that with the right product, the right approach, and unwavering determination, there were no limits to what they could achieve. This early taste of entrepreneurial success ignited a fire in both twins that would burn brighter with each passing year. As Drew and Jonathan entered their teenage years, their interests began pulling them in multiple fascinating directions. Drew, in particular, seemed to have inherited his father's natural performance abilities, throwing himself headfirst into theatrical performances during high school. He wasn't content with small roles. He sought out leading parts that would challenge him and help him develop the charismatic presence that would later make him a television favorite. Simultaneously, Drew was building an unusual but incredibly valuable skill set as a trained party clown. While this might sound like a quirky side job, it was actually a masterclass in audience engagement, crowd control, and improvisation. The skills he developed entertaining children at birthday parties, reading the room, adapting on the fly, maintaining energy even when things went wrong, would prove invaluable in his future television career. Drew's athletic talents also pulled him toward basketball, where he harbored serious dreams of making it to the professional level. He dedicated countless hours to perfecting his game, developing the competitive spirit and team mentality that would later make him such an effective business partner with Jonathan. Unfortunately, a series of injuries forced him to confront the harsh reality that his basketball dreams might not be sustainable long-term. Rather than let this setback defeat him, Drew pivoted toward another of his passions: acting. Following in his father's entertainment footsteps, he began landing roles in various productions. His work in Smallville, where he served as Tom Welling's stunt double, taught him about the behind-the-scenes mechanics of television production. His appearances in Breaker High and Madison gave him valuable on-camera experience and helped him understand what it takes to connect with audiences through a screen. The entertainment industry seemed like Drew's natural destiny, but life had other plans brewing. When it came time for university, both twins enrolled at the University of Calgary, ready to pursue their formal education while keeping their entertainment dreams alive. However, they quickly discovered that being full-time students came with full-time financial pressures that their parents couldn't completely shoulder. Faced with the need to generate substantial income while maintaining their studies, Drew and Jonathan made a decision that would accidentally launch their real estate empire. They identified an opportunity that other students were missing: the constant demand for quality, affordable housing near campus. Using their entrepreneurial skills and their father's lessons about creating value, they secured a lease on a building that was in rough condition but had incredible potential. What happened next was pure Scott brother magic. They didn't just fix up the building, they completely transformed it, creating living spaces that were not only functional but desirable. They rented out units to fellow students, but their approach was different from typical landlords. They focused on creating a community, maintaining high standards, and treating their tenants like valued customers, rather than just sources of income. The success of their first property was so dramatic that they couldn't ignore the potential they'd stumbled upon. They began acquiring additional buildings, each one teaching them new lessons about renovation, property management, tenant relations, and the financial mechanics of real estate investment. Drew's natural people skills made him exceptional at finding properties and negotiating deals, while Jonathan's design instincts ensured that every renovation added maximum value. However, their experiences weren't all positive. Working with various real estate agents, they encountered enough incompetence and unethical behavior that Drew decided to take control of the situation entirely. He studied for and obtained his own real estate license, giving the brothers complete control over their property transactions and eliminating the middlemen who had been causing them problems. By 2006, what had started as a college side hustle had evolved into Scott Real Estate Company, a legitimate business with a growing portfolio and an impressive track record. But Drew was experiencing an internal conflict that many successful entrepreneurs face: the tension between financial success and personal passion. Drew realized that real estate, while financially rewarding, had originally been intended as a means to an end, a way to generate enough capital to pursue what he truly loved: entertainment. The success of their real estate company had created a comfortable lifestyle, but comfort can sometimes be the enemy of dreams. Making one of the boldest decisions of his life, Drew left Jonathan in charge of their thriving Calgary real estate operation and moved to Vancouver to pursue acting seriously. This wasn't just a casual career change, it was a complete leap of faith that required him to start over in a new city, build new networks, and prove himself in an incredibly competitive industry. Drew enrolled in acting classes, networking events, and auditions, immersing himself completely in Vancouver's entertainment scene. He was building the connections and skills necessary to succeed in the field, but the financial reality of pursuing acting was harsh. Despite his natural talents and growing network, the income was inconsistent, and the expenses of living in Vancouver while attending classes and auditions quickly began outpacing his earnings. The situation became desperate when Drew found himself sliding into significant debt. The comfortable financial cushion he'd built through real estate was disappearing, and he faced a critical decision: abandon his entertainment dreams and return to the safety of real estate, or find a way to make both passions work together. Drew chose the third option: innovation. Rather than abandoning either dream, he established a Vancouver branch of Scott Real Estate Company, applying everything he'd learned in Calgary to the Vancouver market. This decision proved to be brilliant, as the brothers quickly demonstrated that their success wasn't limited to one city or one market. They were building a formula that could work anywhere. The Vancouver expansion became another tremendous success story, proving that Drew and Jonathan had developed something special. A combination of Drew's outgoing personality and exceptional negotiation skills with Jonathan's design expertise and construction knowledge. They weren't just selling houses, they were passionate about helping people find their perfect homes while creating beautiful, functional living spaces. But Drew's television dreams were far from dead. In 2002, recognizing that they needed to control their own destiny in entertainment, Drew and Jonathan, along with their older brother JD, co-founded Bedridden Production Group, a film production company that would give them the creative control and industry connections they needed. Drew's breakthrough moment came when he realized that his two passions, real estate and entertainment, didn't have to be separate pursuits. He could see the potential for a reality TV show that would combine their renovation expertise with his natural charisma and deep real estate knowledge. It was a concept that hadn't been fully explored, and Drew knew they could make it special. Together, the brothers crafted a compelling pitch for what would eventually become Property Brothers, and presented it to HGTV. However, the path to television success was more complicated than they'd anticipated. The producers at Cineflix initially had a different vision. They wanted a show called Realtor Idol that would follow the American Idol format, focusing on competition between real estate agents. When the Realtor Idol concept failed to gain traction, the producers shifted their focus towards something with broader appeal and a more accessible, homey feel. This evolution led to the development of My Dream Home, a show concept that would feature Drew paired with a female co-host to help families achieve their renovation goals. It was at this crucial juncture that Drew made a suggestion that would change everything. He proposed that instead of working with an unknown co-host, he should team up with his brother Jonathan, who brought legitimate construction expertise and had been an integral part of their real estate journey from the very beginning. The producers were intrigued by the authentic sibling dynamic and the complementary skill sets that Drew and Jonathan offered. They also announced fresh episodes of Celebrity IOU, which continues to be one of their most popular formats. The combination of celebrity personalities, meaningful backstories, and the Scott brothers' expertise creates television that is both entertaining and genuinely heartwarming. The first episode of Backed by the Bros premiered on HGTV on June 5th with 10 episodes, offering viewers an opportunity to see Drew and Jonathan apply their real estate and business experience to help other entrepreneurs achieve their dreams. Outside their primary television work, Drew and Jonathan have proven themselves to be truly multi-talented entrepreneurs who refuse to be limited by traditional boundaries. Drew has also established himself as a published author, co-writing several books with Jonathan about home design and renovation. These books extend their influence beyond television, providing detailed guidance that fans can reference long after episodes end. Scott Brothers Entertainment has become a legitimate force in television production, with an impressive roster of successful shows under their management. Their productions include House Hunters: Amazing Water Homes, a spin-off of the popular House Hunters series focusing on families searching for dream waterfront properties. The Great Give Back with Melissa McCarthy and Jenna Perusic features actress Melissa McCarthy and her cousin helping deserving families with home renovations, combining celebrity appeal with meaningful community impact. Trixie Motel represents their willingness to explore different formats, featuring a documentary-style series following the renovation of a historic Palm Springs motel. Trading Up with Mandy Renahan pairs designer Mandy Renahan with families looking to sell their existing homes and upgrade to new ones, while Drew's Dream Car showcases Drew's personal passion project of restoring a classic automobile. Drew Scott's story represents far more than just another entertainment industry success story. His journey from childhood entrepreneur to television superstar through health crises and personal growth offers genuine inspiration for anyone facing their own challenges and pursuing their own dreams. His willingness to be vulnerable about his health struggles helped destigmatize serious illness and encouraged countless fans to advocate for their own medical needs. His commitment to family while maintaining professional success demonstrates that it's possible to excel in demanding careers without sacrificing personal relationships. His entrepreneurial spirit, evident from his childhood hanger business through his current television empire, shows that success comes to those who are willing to take risks, adapt to circumstances, and never stop learning. Perhaps most importantly, Drew has never lost sight of his core mission: helping people achieve their dreams of home ownership and creating beautiful living spaces. Whether he's negotiating real estate deals, designing renovation solutions, or simply connecting with families on television, his genuine care for others shines through consistently. The Scott brothers have fundamentally changed how people think about home renovation, making it accessible and inspiring rather than intimidating. They've shown that with the right approach, even the most challenging properties can be transformed into dream homes, and that the process can be enjoyable rather than stressful. Drew Scott's remarkable journey from an 8-year-old selling hangers door-to-door to becoming one of television's most beloved personalities proves that dreams, when pursued with passion and persistence, can exceed even our wildest expectations. His story teaches us that success isn't just about reaching goals. It's about how we handle setbacks, support our loved ones, and use our platforms to make positive impacts in other people's lives. Through health scares that could have ended his career, family celebrations that grounded his priorities, and professional challenges that tested his resilience, Drew has consistently demonstrated the qualities that make him not just a successful entertainer, but a genuinely inspiring human being. As Drew continues to explore new ventures, expand his family, and help countless families achieve their home ownership dreams, one thing remains certain: his story is far from over. The best chapters may still be ahead, and we'll be watching with anticipation to see what this remarkable entrepreneur and entertainer accomplishes next. If Drew Scott's incredible journey has inspired you and you want to stay updated on more amazing stories of success, perseverance, and triumph, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Let us know in the comments which part of Drew's story resonated most with you. And don't forget to share this video with anyone who needs a reminder that no dream is too big when you have the courage to pursue it. Until next time, keep building your own dreams, one step at a time.